Hey guys, it's K-Bell, and today I'm here to give some hope. I'm going to show you guys why you may feel bad about yourself or have low self-esteem. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about this thing called cognitive fusion. If you're familiar with CBT, ACT, or DBT, you might be familiar with cognitive fusion and what it's all about, but I'm here to show you and teach you today. Cognitive fusion has much benefited my life because I learned how to defuse myself when I was fused for a very long time. I'm going to show you guys the way I was taught. I was taught in a mental health facility, and they showed me this. What we have here is, we'll call him Bob, and we'll call this Sally. So, Sally over here thinks she's worthless. She has the thought, I am worthless. And Bob over here thinks he's worthless. But the difference is Sally knows I'm worthless is just a thought that popped up into her head, and Bob over here is fused to it. As you can see, his head is bigger, it consumes him. That thought consumes him because he's really told himself and believed for so long that he is worthless, so now he's fused to it, to himself. He is worthless, while Sally can think, oh, I'm worthless, and be sad about it for a little bit, but then the thought drifts away, and it isn't as bothersome anymore, and it doesn't become part of her. Talk a little bit about cognitive fusion and why you become cognitively fused. So cognitive fusion's definition is when someone becomes so attached to their thoughts that they are unable to detach from them. And a lot of times these are negative beliefs about yourself. I'm going to show you guys what I used to be fused to. So I used to be fused, and I really truly believed these things about myself. I could not detach them from me or myself because I believed them. I was fused to them. I believed I was ugly. I believed I was worthless. I believed I was not good enough, and I believed I was annoying. But now what we're going to do is we're going to take these words that we're fused to, and you can go ahead and do this at home, and then we're going to look at really why we're fused to these words and why we feel that way, and then we're going to decide if they're really true or if they're just an emotion that we're really fused to. I made a brief description of why I was fused to these words, but being ugly, that stemmed from bullying and people calling me ugly. So throughout my life, I was just fused to that because that's what people told me, so I told myself it, and then I was fused to it. Worthless, people made me feel worthless. I made myself feel worthless at a point. I had accepted the fact that I thought I was worthless, and I acted how I felt I would act if I was worthless. But that came from my fusion towards the word worthless. Not good enough, I was made to believe I was not good enough. Someone made me feel like I was not good enough and I wasn't worthy, and that's why I felt that way. And then annoying, people told me I was annoying. So all these things you're fused to typically stem from not necessarily your own belief about yourself, but the trauma and the pain that others have inflicted on you. So now you believe what they made you feel, and you believe what they said to you, and then you become fused to it. Well, I'm going to show you how I got myself out of being fused. And the very first step was taking that same circle I just had with those bad things about me and replacing them with not the good things about me, but the truth. What everybody else says about me, what people say about me now, and how I should feel about myself. And I have, and this is what I believe today after getting myself unfused, is I'm beautiful, I am worthy, I am good enough, and I am funny. So I replaced ugly with beautiful, worthless with worthy, not good enough with good enough, and annoying with funny. to being unfused is knowing that what you are thinking is just a thought and it is not real, it's not true. You are not worthless, you are not pathetic, you are not ugly. You are a great person and you are trying your best, and that's all that matters. It is just a thought. Just a thought, just a thought, just a thought. Every time that negative thought pops in your head, tell yourself, it's just a thought. It's just a thought. So you can really start to believe that you are the good, beautiful, strong person that you are, rather than believing these negative things about yourself that maybe you've been fused to for almost your whole life. But it doesn't matter how long you've been fused. You can get out of it, and you can learn to love yourself, and you can feel better about yourself. Here are 3 ways I have to defuse yourself and also to just have good self-esteem and feel better about yourself. So 1 is doing an esteemable act. I was taught, make your bed every day in the morning, start the day off by doing something esteemable. An esteemable act is something that gives you self-esteem, something to be proud of. Do something to be proud of, whether it's waking up and taking a walk, waking up and taking a shower, waking up and cooking breakfast, waking up and journaling. Just do something that is esteemable, that makes you feel good about yourself, that makes you feel like, wow, I did something today. And it can be the smallest, littlest thing ever. All that counts is your effort, and that makes it an esteemable act. Number 2, we have not making negative judgments or assumptions. This is one of the things that benefited me the most in CBT, is learning about the negative assumptions I was making. So I look at somebody and they're giving me a look and I'm like, oh wow, she must be thinking bad about me. Or I assume that she's thinking bad about me. Or I see 2 girls laughing and I assume they're laughing at me, but I didn't know for a fact. Therefore, I'm making negative assumptions that somebody's doing something or saying something about me when they're probably not. It's most likely just an assumption in my head, and I don't know for a fact. And to get upset about something you don't know for a fact would be an assumption. And those negative assumptions will eat you alive. And negative judgments about anything, about negative judgments about yourself, about life, or about other people just brings you disappointment, and it's just going to bring you down even more if you're too busy judging everything around you and wanting something else than it really is. And then 3 is practice self-gratitude. So I talked about gratitude a little bit in my last video. But gratitude is appreciating the good. Now, self-gratitude is appreciating the good about yourself. So take a journal out and write, what you did good. Say that you got up today, you got out of bed. That is an accomplishment. Write that you ate today, that you slept, that you took a walk, or you went to work. Even the smallest things count, because it is still something great you did. And not everybody starts at the same line. We all start at different places, and some things are more difficult for certain people. So just keep that in mind. Every little thing you do is an accomplishment, especially when struggling with mental health. You should be proud of yourself no matter what. So that was my little lesson on self-esteem and cognitive fusion. I hope that could help somebody out. But just remember, mental health matters, and you matter. Every little step you make is a step of progress, and you can get through this. You will feel better about yourself one day. If you guys knew how bad I felt about myself and how differently I look at life and myself today, you would be amazed, because change is really possible. You can really get there. You can really have self-esteem. You can really get better, and you can really have a happy life. So keep going and say it with me. Mental health matters. We're going to keep fighting for that, because it does. And I love all of you. And if I can help even just one person out there, I would be content in life, because that's one person I could help. So thank you all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more mental health videos and songs. I love you all. Stay positive, practice gratitude, and you've got this.